go. ArsNuvo. Back at it. Yeah.
Jesus wept because he started a war. Papa got X, he slept by the door. Protect your neck where Obama them go.
Protect your neck where Obama them go.
Jesus wept because he started a war.
Whoa. Jesus slept because he started a war.
Protect your neck where Obama them go. Stop hurting for the streets, crack me under the mud. Be the road that grew again, you into it with thugs. Cause the hate you giving off got my nerves in the clutch.
The hate you giving off got my nerves in the clutch. I was born to be a sin, you be doing too much.
Don't want to see us. They want democracy. I came to fuck them policies up. Every president in the government gon' fill that bitch up. The commentary need advising me to sit in this cup. Diamonds on me and I'm flashing. My brain chain jacket.
My brain chain jacket. Forever live young is the life I made happen. That's fly.
Like I left my girl again. Now I'm back to trapping.
Ready to walk. Slept because he started a walk. Jesus wept. By the door, Malcolm got X. Protect your neck where Obama didn't go. I said Rosetta sat. You know what I mean? Rosetta sat. Jesus wept because he started a war. Malcolm got X. That's why he's about to go. Man, where Obama and them go. How y'all doing, man? Not really a super audience, and I don't know, where this all goes according to the algorithm. You feel me? Because, YouTube misuse your views, man. They won't even put it up there. You got to come with a bag to get millions of views. So whenever this catch on and go viral, to be all good, I say shout out to somebody I'm trying to get to become a sponsor. It's a little like an app where you can, not an app, but it's a page to where you can build your own app. So it's like got all these different features, this, that, and the third. I think it's called, it's base44.com. So we're going to shout out to base44.com. Hopefully we can get them in, and then they want to, give us some of the advertising money while we're doing this on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, TikTok. So your boy Supreme Prince here with his second installment of ArsNuvo414. For those that don't know, ArsNuvo is a Latin phrase meaning new art. So every time I put out some content, it's going to be touching on things that I feel like I can cover, that I got enough knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on. And so, we're going to continue to keep it going with that, with things that's building on the culture. And what that all make up of, man. Some esoteric things, reaching another spiritual level. Relationships, it might get a little, I guess I'm not going to be saying names like that, trying to get to particulars of stories when it comes to street lore, but definitely some allegory, metaphors. If we can make it make sense to where we're using the situations to articulate something different, then we will be also having a lot of that, man. We having call-ins, man, already lining up. People always had this vision of this, just like kind of Martin of Detroit. What's up? What's up? What's up? You Martin, you know what I'm saying? You had that call in, people call in and talk. So I got some people waiting to call the phone, man, and whatever I want to, jam with them on. But I'm not just really going to put anybody on the phone. I might let somebody call, but it ain't gonna be like it's advertised. You gotta come over here and see that, okay, I got so-and-so coming on the show. We'll build like that, man. This ain't gonna be calling in and having prank callers talking about his Amanda hugging kiss there. Shout out to my cousin, Amanda Grice, man. Peace. But yeah, we're gonna definitely go into the KOS all the time. I'm a God. Psalms 82 reads, ye are gods. So for all those that wanna get biblical and Christianize and take away from me and what I'm saying about myself, and self-reflection and reflection of the universe and creation. You know what I'm saying? I was born of God, in the image of God, right? Is Christ not his son? You know, I don't know what's the battle about here. I don't want to make it a sexist thing, but the ones that know and see kings and gods, man, submit and manifest the rest. Because 1 and 2, which goes in, what I pulled from today's mathematics, which today is 16. So and if you grow up in Milwaukee County or anywhere else that got some game, you're going to know what a 16 is. It's simple. You know what I mean? Think about the alphabet and numerical. Bow, you got that letter. Today's mathematics is 16, which is, knowledge. Knowledge, add equality, which is 6, and born 7. A God. It ain't mind blowing, but it's that simple. They teach you to keep it simple, sweet, K-I-S-S. So knowledge is the root foundation of all things. That's the K-O-S, knowledge itself. It starts first with you, one, the origin, original. So if it was God or if Jesus, God's son, that's one. Start first, Adam first, one, right? That's knowledge. So equality means identical, mathematically, we could say. And 5%ers, we look at the woman and we call her equality. That's 6. The way I understand and draw it up is that for man to see himself in the image of God and created in the image of God, which is the number 7, he must first see that the woman is just as equal in the investment of the creation of life. You know what I mean? Man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? Sun, moon, stars. That's how it makes it up in the galaxy. So, like I said, that knowledge is 1. That 6 is equality. They're all born to 7, which is God. So the knowledge of God, it birthed Adam, who carried the seed of equality. If what we go off of the scripture is God, the creator, took a rib from man and gave him a helpmate. But I just look at it as this: the sperm is in the male. So the knowledge of God put into man to create Eve. And I think when 2 people are on the cusp of understanding this is when we create more gods. When you have a coercion, or let's say inclusion like that, when y'all male, female, knowledge, equality, understanding this coming together, man. Not you making God. This is just my way of drawing it up today. And anybody that's familiar with 5%ers or nations of gods and earth, they know kind of what I'm talking about. Those that haven't been exposed to that, it's like so mind-boggling, far-fetched to them that they're gonna say that you're some type of blasphemer because you God. And when you back things up with scripture, the word, and life and science, man, I mean, I guess they don't really know. They get intrigued and they can go back and study and go back and think about some things and what really happened with those that I got experience with. They have conversations with me. They come get some drip off the God, come soak up that knowledge, and then they go back in their lives and now they getting confirmations of what I said. and they don't acknowledge it to say, "Oh man, you was right. Let's learn more. Can we grow on this?" And don't be like that. People kind of look down on you like, who you think you is, where you get all this knowledge and power from. And I'll be like, well, don't blame nobody, but come from the high, most high, the head. They always say that that man should be the Godhead. We are the Godhead in relationship situations in the family structure. So that made me think about something I heard Pimpin' Ken from Milwaukee say. It's like, you can't think with your little head. You know, he's like, real men, I'm gonna say that, real men, you know, they don't think with their little head, they think with their big head. And so, big G's, man, we big gods, man. I tried to make it a point to, let me see, I was gonna highlight some artists locally, you know, try to give some exposure to some people that I feel like they doing their thing. They need some exposure. They can come on here and we can get a little deep a little bit on some other things. Like I say, esoteric knowledge, you know, higher levels of understanding, different dimensions. Because everybody kind of on these base levels with their narrative right now. You can turn on a lot of podcasts, man. You can see how a lot of them just, man, is terrible. Like the things they're talking about, the things that they're doing on the cameras. People say they up in the culture and they big in the culture, but I feel like they dumbing down the culture. They bringing down the culture. In my honest opinion. But I ain't trying to get no slug shot at me, you know what I mean, for what's really going on. To each his own, because at the end of the day, it's non-violent and people are getting a check, and there are people that's interested in the things that they're talking about. But I mean, 85% of that being dumb, deaf, and blind, and then the 10% milking that cow, man. You know, like, it's another one. They trying to fatten the frog for the snake. Now, who really peeing, right? It's on a major level. They're putting big millions, big money behind what I call dumbing down the frequency of the most impactful, maybe powerful thinkers known in history. You know, putting big money behind us getting dumbed down. So I would have to side on the side of the P's because, you know, the original P's wanted to take back what was ours on the plantation. You smell me? So if they digging and they digging and they digging through our sisters, cousins, aunties, mamas, grandma, everybody, we like, man, we gotta take this back and make this thing work differently because ain't no education behind this, and then it's demoralizing and pushing us out the picture, which is the males pushing us out the picture. When we take that thing back and make it make sense, man. So that's where I'm riding with the P's. Some of my confusions, or not even confusions, misinterpretations that I've had to experience just with my ideal, because my ism, my brain, it's just been pimping since I was fucking kid, man. So I can't get around it, you know. It is what it is. But this shit don't come with no strict program of beating, abuse, putting girls out on tracks and stuffing drugs down their arms and they mouths and noses, man. This ain't none of that, man. My ism is strictly about independence, man, and financial literacy, man, and taking care of our temples, man, our bodies. That's what I'm on. So, you know, if I could run a stable the way I want to, man, it's gonna work out nice, man. And then it ain't about what people be thinking it's about. I come from a situation where I had to do some hardcore time, man. It isolated me away from everything that I once knew. So getting out here in the world, I got his fam, you know what I mean? And I went hard for some of them, but that fam ended up being your biggest enemies, you know. I got a pentacle I created. It's called the Pentacle of haters that you'll have in your life. 5 points made. Only one of those points could ever be just a random woman that I allow into my life. Everybody else is related. So if them other 4 points is related. So them people gonna be there trying to tear up and break up everything I got going, man. Most strangers, people that don't know you, man, they just interested, man. Some mystique about you, and they just watching and, you know what I'm saying, see what it is, so they can catch an angle and see what you're doing, you know what I mean, spectating. But yeah, you know, don't got the mansion, don't got the crib, don't got the whip, don't got the fly drips, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I can go get dressed, but it's like, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, man. I'm gonna push my pen, you know what I mean? Shit, anybody, I'm a pimp, it's gonna be me. I pimp myself for anything. Now, females, you know, coming around trying to, you know, see what they can do to be a part of me, man, when it comes down to showing improving or what you gonna do for me, that's been a hard one, man. That's been a hard one. The big debate be, you know, with females and shit. You be like, oh, what I'm gonna do this for you for? I ain't no trick. I ain't finna pay you. Or man should be taking care of a woman and this and that. The whole time when they ain't getting what they want out of you, they just gotta get it from the next man. And just cause he getting the time, so you gonna get whatever you want from him. And then come back to you acting like, okay, you ready to act right, take care of me? I'm like, man, say how I go, man. Ain't nobody gotta tolerate that. You know, insecurity and you're scared of the game, scared of ism. I don't know what you here for. You might as well just fall back and don't participate or don't try to fall in line with somebody like me who got the law of attraction to a degree that, you know, I'm passing up so many opportunities to grow some capital and do something great, because you're dealing with somebody that want to stand in the way because all they see is sexualness, sexual energy, and flirtation. That's all they get, you know. If you're dealing with an attractive person, they feel like, oh, you got to be fucking them. We had this debate at the stage shit I was doing the other day, and it's like, why anytime some people see two attractive people together, they think they fucking, they assuming that's what it's all about. Like, man, I done been with cousins of mine, beautiful girls assuming we having sex. Like, baby, y'all got y'all mind all messed up. And then don't try to have something that you can't handle. Like, if you can't handle this, it's like no difference from a man. He want a beautiful, attractive woman. It's stuff that come with that. And in Milwaukee, all I've been seeing the last 9 years is people playing games with that. You know, they get with somebody, they gonna hold them down, but when shit shaky, they still holding on to some of their old niggas or some of their side chicks, whatever it is. And when the relationship rocky, since they ain't married, they not taking it serious. But marriage is just a figment of the imagination anyways, when you look at scripture and laying down with somebody. Just want to pass those jewels. Anybody across the world got an opinion, want to collab, want to give out a master opinion on this shit, man, feel free to reach out to your boy, because it's needed. You know, whoever's watching it, I don't know, whoever it could be some weird white dude living in Idaho, man, and he decided to tune in and listen, and now all of a sudden he getting something from this that inspires him and make him want to make some life changes or dig and delve into information. We live in an information age. Virgo, ruled by the planet Mercury. The 3 traits that rule Mercury. Every planet has these characteristics or traits or properties that rule them. And the 3 that rule Mercury, which is closest to the sun, which 1 year is 88 days, communication, thievery, and commerce. Anybody that don't know what commerce is business, the trade of goods. So Mercury, Virgo is ruled by those characteristics. Thievery, communication, man, and commerce. So the MC Echo No Mics, that name resonate. It is an echo and no mics like microphones, but it's also economics. Because business is a big deal, and business and relationships and it's a big deal. People say you can't mix family with business. Shit, family is business. Business is family, man. You got to keep it tight, or the ball goes slip, right? So if you ain't got the mindset or the tools, or even the energy to want to listen, because all great leaders, man, the president of the United States, you know how many people he got to listen to, he don't want to, and sit there and attentively listening, not just in one ear and out the other, but listening to retain information to give knowledgeable, wise answers that'll give whoever you're talking to some understanding. 1, 2, 3. That's how simple it is, man. I just want to say also, man, any misconstrued thoughts y'all have about a person, maybe we need to just hold those thoughts, keep them to ourselves until we do further investigation, man. Ain't nothing wrong with being who you are. If you ain't hurt nobody, you ain't put nobody in harm's way, ain't tricking nobody, stealing nothing out of nobody, man, I'm all for it. We just gotta think more about independence. The real revolution to be fought through independence, and I mean planting. Killer Mike dropped a raw interview, man. If I might have to go find it, man, and just drop that gem, man. But man, Killer Mike, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to share it on Facebook and Instagram. The man did marvelous, just wherever he was at, speaking to some people in the community, man. And about, these people are always saying what somebody needs to do as far as revolution, getting out here and changing things, and then be a bunch of bullshit because, people don't go hunting, don't own no firearms, don't know how to shoot, man. They ain't growing their own food, man. I mean, this is stuff that every culture is doing. I mean, we steady sitting here, looking for some change and asking for a handout and being mad at the government because they ain't helping us. But we producing at the speed of light. Straight up. Fertility clinics is not in the ghetto. They in the suburbs. Abortion clinics, they are in the ghetto. Put that together, man. Like roaches, man. We producing that all the time, man. So, Pimpin' Ken and hip hop fraternity. I don't know. I reached out to Ken a long time ago, and he gave me some feedback, man, but I can't really say how I took it. I'm kind of expecting things to be a certain way in this life, in this game. We're going to say the game, but it really ain't the way you expect it. People might know you, acknowledge you, might be rooting for you, but the biggest game players play from afar. I guess they done put too many years in this game, in this life, to just be taking high risk chances with people, because I'm sure they seen a lot of talented people that they took a chance on, and then when they jumped, it wasn't what they thought it was. Because nowadays, you gotta make sure a person is sharp. You gotta get them sharp. You might have to throw a few things at them, seeing how they taking, get some feedback about, oh yeah, he ready, he not ready. I done talked to kids so many times about some real shit, just running them to him, he up there posted, selling this shit. Try to get him to take me to Jay Prince, and he like, man, it ain't even there. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, it ain't what you think. And so I respect that from him. And I take that and I watch him peep him. Also, who else? Cuckoo, it's like family. But yeah, when he wanted so much for these features, I'm like, oh man. Once again, it is the business. It ain't bad. Like you getting somebody had a platinum song, man, and want to get on for this. Shouldn't look at it that way. Get your bread again, get a man what he asking, because that free ski shit, who do this for the free ski. Especially somebody know the game, you know what I'm saying? About that paper, man, payola. Cash is king. G from G's Clippers, man. You know, he cut me up when I got out of jail one time for something, you know, fresh, coming to my family tire shop. Good dude. Went down there and spoke at Roland Martin show when I was on the panel up there with the X, Y, and Z generationers, man. You know, G was all up there all day. I don't know if he was enamored or mesmerized by me and what I was talking about, man. You know, but it's all good in love. But, you know, seeing talent, I be like, why these people don't just snatch you up and whoop-de-whoop? But it ain't like that. It's about what you want. It's about your purpose, what you passionate about, man. You know, ain't nobody gonna throw you the football, man. They don't even know if you want to catch it. So it's just that. But I said all that to say I was going about some Ken phrases, some of his sayings that they resonate. Dude's been a role model in this city. You know, we had other ones. They said Snooki home now. I don't know if Snooki I ain't never really seen Snooki out here in the light that I've seen Ken since the 90s, bro. Since I was in high school, like major Bucks players coming to Milwaukee. Tim Thomas, you know, the ones that played for the Bucks, Tractor Trailer. Like, Buddy and them be with Pimpin' Ken in the hood, coming to see the kids. You know what I'm saying? Put that on your brain. So that's why I ain't finna sit here and act like something wrong with pimps, because it's always been a stereotype and misconstrued when you hear that. It's just like if somebody say, oh, fam, shiesty, it's gonna be stuff that cliches, stuff that come with that, just because it's like, oh, certain words, see, it scare people like shiesty, but you know, shit, everybody shiesty to a degree, and sometimes you gotta be. It's just like shiesty ain't always wrong, man. You might have to shiest yourself about a situation that could have cost you your life, bro. So, you know, it's all about game. I mean, it's game. It's all game. Ain't no difference between right or wrong. It's only what one believe. The exact word to sum that up is cultural relativism. You feel me? So, and big instructions equals a bigger production. That's like one of my favorite lines from the OG, man. For real, man. That one right there just... The more instructions, the big instructions, man, the bigger the production, man. You get better results. You gotta think big. You can't be thinking small. And small people can't handle big instructions. They can't even handle big words, man. You ever been around somebody and you say something like, man, my reputation ain't been diminished for nothing. And then they like, my reputation ain't no demon. It'll drive you crazy being an intellectual when you dumbing down. You know what I'm saying? So, vice versa. Smaller, no instructions. Smaller, no production. Rich-itis, I love that. That might be a name of an album or something, man. You know, it says 16's got rich-itis, man. So they gonna be like, oh, this distributing. And like, I done had so much, I ain't gonna say so much, but I done touched enough money and ran through it recklessly that the rich-itis kick in at a point to where it's like, hold on, too much going out, not enough coming in. But I'm learning out the gate. We was talking about the little head one, you know what I'm saying? Controlling your little head. That's P shit. Fanning in the fraud, that's Ken shit. Of course, I mean, we all used to hear this all the time, man. Baby, you think I'm handsome, then won't you pay my ransom? I always met a lot of females like, you know, that hop in my ride. Oh, you fine. Oh, you cute. Man, what that's gonna get me, baby? Shit, well, okay, you see I'm all that. What you finna do for that? What you finna do for me for that, man? But I didn't, in a lot of those situations, I didn't further jump over hurdles and continue to boom, 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 because